Retro gaming is not just about nostalgia. It's about preservation, about accessibility, being able to keep on playing those classics that made the history of our favorite medium. This is why when a new collection gets released, I get all fuzzy and warm inside, knowing that I will not only be able to play again the classics of my childhood, but also experience new ones that I might have missed back in the day. So, elation and jubilation, gamers from all around the world. I am Lucian and this is the World Gamer Show. And today we're going to talk about another retro release in the QUByte Classics catalog, Zero Tolerance. If you had the Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive back in the day, chances are you might have seen or even played this game before, as it was a pretty impressive exclusive for that console. Originally released by Accolade in 1994, this early example of first-person shooter clearly isn't gonna dethrone Doom, but it's still impressive considering the console it ran on. Yes, this is clearly what we used to call back in the day a DooM-clone, before the term first-person shooter was even invented. Yes, I'm that old. Anyway, you have multiple weapons suitable for different occasions and multiple characters too, each one with their own strengths, which was very uncommon for the genre at the time. The objective is to eliminate all the enemies before moving on to the next floor in this labyrinthine complex. The graphics are not that bad considering the genre, but the elephant in the room is clearly the small size of the actual action screen, which compared to Doom is really small. And the draw distance is laughable, and the enemies can shoot you by the exact moment you start seeing them. But that's where the minimap, which is always available at the bottom of the screen, comes in handy, since it also shows the real-time locations and movement of every enemy. So at least they use the lower part of the screen effectively, as you can also check the number of enemies left through the number on the left and your life through the number on the right, even though I would have preferred a more classic life bar. So it's not that bad after all. You can even crouch, which is something other shooters of the time didn't have. Oh, and of course you can strafe too. Particular mention for the sound design, which gives all the weapons the right oomph that they need to feel as authentic as they can be given the hardware. This video will resume straight after a short commercial break.
What's this magazine doing under your bed?
Get that weed whack away from my door!
String beans or baked beans?
You expect to pass this class.
Introducing the first Doom-like game for Sega. Zero tolerance. Because there's just way too much reality out there.
An oil change and a free burger with cheese.
Don't forget the ketchup.
This is definitely the definition of a product of its time. Too bad that QUByte didn't implement the twin stick controls, so you will have to turn and move all with the D-pad or the left stick, with no way to look around using the right analog. But they did go the extra mile content-wise, by officially releasing for the first time the sequel, which was completed but never released for the Genesis, Zero Tolerance Underground. Moreover, a prototype version of yet another episode in the series, called Beyond, is also included in this collection as an unlockable. They all play pretty similarly to one another, making them feel more like expansion packs. But it's still not a bad deal at all if you're into early examples of FPSs. Now these are mostly basic repackaging, simple emulation of old games that comes with all the basics such as save states, buttons remap, and screen size and filters options. but the emulation is solid most of the time, unless it was a problem that affected the original game as well, like performance issues that were present also in the original console. Nothing major really. But I do wish that there was a rewind feature, which is sorely missing, especially because these games are punishingly difficult. The extra department also lacks a bit, with no art gallery nor making of videos, which will be greatly beneficial for understanding the context of the time of the game's release. After all, zero-tolerance contributions to the genre on consoles cannot be understated. If you wanted to play an FPS on the Genesis, this was the one to go for in 1994. And it really pushed the wow factor back in the day, and I'm pretty sure made a lot of kids happy. So if you're one of them and want to revisit your childhood along with some new unreleased content, or if you're interested in a peculiar chapter of the history of the first-person shooter genre, then you should definitely check out Zero Tolerance.
Laser aim gun collected.
But now I want to know your thoughts. Did you play this game, maybe back in the day? Or do you plan to pick it up now? Share your thoughts or memories in the comment section down below. And of course, feel free to check out my other retro gaming videos, as I have a true passion for everything retro. Also, if you enjoyed this video, maybe leave a like, subscribe, share it around, but no pressure at all. I just want to thank you very much for sticking to the end of this video. I will be seeing you in my next one, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.